So on the road trip I haven't done much talking to camera, but I had to talk to the camera for this. Look what we have found. It's only feed me chicken. How the cluck are you? they say, all good things must come to an end, and our day began in Weston-Super-Mare. But before I go on to day 4, this would have been filmed in the games room anyway. Before I go on to day 4, I'm going to reveal the St. Peter's Cream Stout. So this was the third stout that Howard brought for us. Originally I would have had one on day 1, one on day 2, one on day 3, but that didn't happen. So pick this one up. I'm going to drink this one now as I reveal the stuff for day 4, the last day of the road trip. And as you've seen from the footage, we started in Weston and we went to a shop called MT Games. Now, it was a really great place. They were more than happy to allow us to film. They gave us some rules of some things we couldn't film. Look up I'll give their information. You'll probably get a grasp of what we couldn't film. We couldn't film the staff and something else that's in there. But everything else, when you look at what I'm filming, you're seeing all those statues, you're seeing all that Lego, you're seeing just a whole raft of everything. And there was a lot of games, but unfortunately I was only able to find one title that I wanted. And again, I got this because it's an only on title, and that is NHL Rivals 2004. I only picked it up due to it being an only on, and I want the whole set of only on titles, as well as other original Xbox, but that's probably one of the only subsets you'll see me actually go for. So that's the one game from MT Games. You've seen the footage. Let's try a cream stout made from St. Peter's Cream Stout. Now, I'm not sure I want to try anything made of St. Peter's cream, but here we go. It's a 6.5% in volume. It has no real smell. I don't get any of the bollocks that it's saying on the front of this. Coffee and vanilla notes and a creamy chocolate taste. I much preferred the chocolate orange one. Anyway, so from MT Games we then moved on to Swindon from Weston-Super-Mare, I believe. And we went to Retro Games HQ. So when we went in, it's in a music shop. There's been a few people who've done tours of it. I believe Daily Retro is a regular in the shop, and there's been a few people who've done tours of it. And it when you go in, it's hard to spot to begin with, but when you go in, you look, and it doesn't look like there's a massive amount of stock. However, there was more than enough. You've seen the footage of downstairs, and then that starting footage was all downstairs, and then we go to the Nintendo room, and oh my god, the Nintendo room is immense. It's a Nintendo room that's got a couple of other bits and pieces in it, one of which I would love to own. That's the original Xbox kiosk. I'd like to own the 360 kiosk as well that he's got in there. But you look at that and the amount of stuff that's in there. When you go upstairs, the way it's all laid out perfectly in glass cabinets. The owner took a massive amount of time to come up and talk to us. He was even, turning calls on silent whilst he was talking to us. A lot of it's comes from his private collection. You've seen the Vectrex that's there. He had a massive amount, and it's such a well laid out upstairs. It's unreal. Few arcade cabs. There's going to be like an area for console set up for people to play, and it's all in it doesn't look like a game shop. It's all in a music shop. So we were looking around. All the original Xboxes downstairs, so there's a few things that I picked up on the original Xbox, and then we went up to the Nintendo room, and there's one thing that I picked up out of the Nintendo room which I'm really looking forward to playing. So I'll not start with the only on title, I'll start with the 3 titles I picked up that aren't only on. So the first one I picked up, it's a common title, and that is SWAT, Global Strike Team. It's just a bog standard third person shooter style where you play as a SWAT commando. You know, it does have the ability, I believe, to use a headset to shout out commands to your SWAT team. Fully complete. Case clicks together. That wasn't what I was doing that for. And then I picked up because we didn't pick anything up. I picked it up, not we. I picked up a Dead Man's Hand. So this looks like a third-person shooter that has, you know, like, well, no, it's set in the Western. It's just a third-person shooter. You are El Tejon, a gunfighter betrayed by your own gang and left for dead. But in the Old West, Dead Man still has a hand to play. Hunt down your failed assassins to even the score. Justice shall be yours. Very gun-esque, I guess. Set in a Western, I picked it up because it looked really good, and I had not seen it before. So yeah. Then I picked this title up, which is Pirates, The Legend of the Black Cat. I like the idea of a pirate game. I really do, and this one seems to have everything. You know, you fight a random array. You've got a ship that you pilot. You do sword fighting. You encounter voodoo. It looks really good. I don't think it might be atrocious, but that's why I picked this one up. And last but not least, we have an only on title. Just put this to bed. And that only on title is NFL Fever 2003. So this is it's again only on. It's an American football game. There's not much more I can give you about that. So that was that for the original Xbox. I then picked up something when we went upstairs. There's a couple of these in stock. You may already have seen one of them. It comes in this type of case. Just to show you around that case. It comes in that type of case, and it's this colour of Game Boy cartridge. So what is it? Well, this is Pokemon Christmas. I know nothing about it, but the minute I saw it, I had to have it. I'm really looking forward to putting this into the Game Boy player and playing through it. Yeah, it was fantastic. I do have the flyers from that shop. They are here. Put them the right way around, Paul, you tit. So here, don't know whether the QR codes will work for you, but if you want their information, it is all here. So yeah, it was a good shop. It doesn't sell on eBay from what I understand. However, he is open if you contact him and you're outside the UK. He's open to doing international shipping to places like Australia. He had all the box 64 stuff, all the GameCube stuff. It was just a fantastic shop. And once it's fully up to where he wants it to be, it will be a great space. From there then, we had a little bit of a shall we say culture change, and we went to the CEX in your in Swindon, not Yeovil. That was the day before. And I picked up 2 titles. Now one of them's an original Xbox, one of them's the 360. The 360 title I picked up is Risen 3. Now I wasn't going to pick it up, but then I noticed that the DLC's still in there. Whether it's used or not, I don't know, but the art cards were still in there. And I've got Risen 2. I like the look of the games. The games do look really good. I'm not going to show you the code. There's a few DLCs in there. It did have its manual and stuff. So, you know, I thought, you know what, I've got the first 2, so let's grab 3 and play through 3. So yeah, that's why I picked that up. And last in there, I picked up Dr. Muto on the original Xbox. So this has a lot of DVD features, but it's one that I've been looking at for a while. I just like the art style, the artwork. I believe you kind of play as a scientist who can morph into different creatures to beat the enemy, who are rent-a-cops, I'm led to believe, or something along those lines. Then we were walking back to the car, we hit a few charity shops walking up and down. I spotted the cash converters when we got to the main road, and we went into the cash converters, and there were guys picking up some stuff. Did anybody, but I don't know whether anybody other than me picked anything up actually, now I think about it. Might have just been me that picked things up. Sorry? No, I'll come back, I'll come down in a minute. Apologies. And I picked up Rocksmith 2014 edition. It has the cable, has the game, so that's why I had to pick it up. I'm looking forward to playing that actually. I'm led to believe that the cable is quite an expensive thing. So that was everything from Swindon. Next stop is going to be another town, so I'll roll that footage and let you watch that, and I'll come back with what I got from Yes, so the last stop on our retro game tour was to Toy Planet in Wantage. So, bit of, like, I guess a bit of a leaflet from them. A look round, once again, absolutely amazing place. The way it's laid out, the amount of space you've got to walk round, the way that they're diversifying so that they're appealing to collectors, appealing to toy collectors, but also appealing to the local area is just fantastic. I looked through their OG collection. There were a couple of games that caught my eye. One of them was Godzilla. Unfortunately, it didn't have a manual, so I left that behind. And there was another game that was missing the disc, so I left that behind as well. And I I picked up one title, and the one title that I picked up was Panzer Dragoon Orta. So yeah, I mean, nothing needs to be said about Panzer Dragoon. Orta's been one I've been after for a while, so I had to get it. But there are some things about Toy Planet that really stood out to me. They are big into recycling for their local area, so there's a lot of the stuff that they've got in the shop, a lot of the furniture that has been upcycled, and they also operate a sensory hour. So for children who have difficulties such as autism, they have a sensory hour where the shop is quiet. Unfortunately, on the Friday we ruined that because we were talking to the staff, and the staff forgot about the sensory hour due to us. Me, Al and Sean need to take the blame for that. Fortunately, there weren't people in the shop who required the sensory, required the music off. But when you look round the shop, it's phenomenal. It's laid out so well. They've got massive differentiation between the toys and the games. You look at that Pac-Man that I showed, that is amazing. So many old toys, and yeah, just a fantastic shop. We have seen some amazing shops on this road trip. All of them have been been brilliant in their own way. They've all been great. They've all let us film. They've all been fantastic. We spent a long time talking to the owner of Toy Planet, and it was good to hear some of the stories that they had. But yeah, it's been a fantastic trip. I'm hoping to do something in the north, hoping that we can arrange something in the north, and then maybe some other days. So I'm going to ask a few of the guys to see if we can do a northern one. It'll be sort of non-committal, so you can come the odd day, come multiple days if you want, kind of thing. I know Al's up for it, and Sean said he's up for it. It's easy for me and Sean, we're both in the north. But yeah, it was a great 4 days, 5 days for me. Absolutely great. Really good to meet Ross in person. I've spoke to him several times over the camera. Really good to meet Steve. Again, spoken to Steve several times over the camera. Amazing to meet Dunk. I've only spoken to Dunk a couple of times, Wooly Weeble. And to all of the shop owners that we've met along the way, a big thank you to them for allowing us to film, and a massive thank you to Al for organising this. Al did everything. He organised everything. He had everything down to timings. We broke those timings several times, but yeah, it was a great trip. It's a shame that it was just the three of us. Luckily, if it wasn't just the three, it was just the three of us, because if not, we'd have needed a bigger car or multiple cars. But yeah, great experience, been real fun, really enjoyed it. And yeah, that is the end of the road trip. All that's left for me to do is thank you for watching. I've been the Ink Northerner, and unfortunately this is the end of that. Bye.